chance and chased a dream, but never realized just how lonely things would be. Now I'm crying on the bathroom floor like spilled milk, with a messy story, just moments till I self-destruct with no one here to clean me up. Would someone just show me some love and tell me that I am good enough? I'm bored now, comments fill me up, still tossed away like a plastic cube. And here I'm trying once again, like litter trapped inside the wind, still believing I can get a hold of things. Every effort leads to new mistakes, and I crawl back to the same old place. I need someone who can lend a hand and pull me from this garbage can. Would someone just show me some love and tell me that I am good enough? I'm bored out, comments fill me up, so I'm tossed away like a plastic cup. Would someone just show me some love and tell me that I am good enough? I'm bored out, comments fill me up, so I'm tossed away like a plastic cup. And still I'm tossed away like a plastic cup. It's for you, tonight. There's something inside of me, and I know it's more than just a brain. Would someone just show me some love and tell me that I am good enough? I'm bored out, comments fill me up, so I'm tossed away like a plastic cup. I know you feel like a piece of trash, thrown away and forgotten, but please don't let go, 'cause to me, you're treasure. Your smile so deceptive that it almost looks real. Well, it must be hard to fake what you do not really feel. You're hiding, I know it. Tell me what's on your mind. I only wish to help. Won't you let me back inside? Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let are barely holding on, and I'm holding tight. Would you just please try? Don't give in, you have to fight. Why won't you hear my cry? I don't wanna say goodbye. Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Say that it's over. I don't wanna hear another lie. I just wanna help you. Please won't you let me back inside? Staring at my own reflection through shattered bits of glass, showing me the perfect picture of who I really am. But when you look at me, you never turn away. Kneeling next to me and picking up the pieces. Why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. I am such a useless failure, fallen to the ground. Every effort that I muster is never good enough. But when you look at me, standing next to me and holding out your hand, why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. If I take just one moment away from my self-loathing, then maybe I would notice that I'm not meant to be broken. If I'd take just one moment away from my self-loathing, then
Well, good evening, folks, or good morning, good afternoon, good night. I think my mic's cutting out again. Take two. Well, good evening, folks, or good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Quincy Kane here, and this is live stream number 181. And for this stream, I'm letting you, the viewers, choose my set list. I've got all my songs, original songs, in the description, so whichever song you'd like to hear, just let your request be made known, and I'll play it just for you. If you're new to my music, haven't heard any of my songs before, just pick a title that sounds interesting, I'll play it, and we'll find out if you like it or not. Sorry, getting a little tangled up with my cables here. Before we dive into some more music, let's catch up with the chat. We were chatting with Jack, and we've got Super Nate. I wonder, is your name just Nate? I can refer to you by your username. Some people like to go by their username. Some people have, their real name that they like to go by. So whichever you prefer, just let me know, and I'll refer to you as that. But I appreciate you tuning in. I might try a little bit of Eye of the Tiger for you. I don't have a backing track for it, so it would just be me and the guitar. And I don't think I know all the words to the song, but I'm definitely familiar with it. So we will see here. Okay, cool. We've got a request for A Place to Call Home. I can definitely do that for you. And from Jack, Amir, That Was Broken. Sounds good. Hey, we got Indy in the chat. Indy, appreciate you tuning in. Oh, wow, you were really good. Thank you. I kind of bombed the solo. The guitar solo is actually not that hard to play, but I just haven't played that instrumental in a while and totally forgot how to play it. So, but I'm glad you enjoyed the rest of it. Thank you very much for the kind words. Thank you for the applause, Jack. Much appreciated. Hey, Gary, hope you're doing well. Appreciate you tuning in. Yep, we got a request for A Place to Call Home. I'm going to do that in just a moment here for Nate. Hey, Stan, good to see you, man. And then we've got Farewell to Fear. Awesome. Love the requests coming in, everyone. Man, I think we're going to get into some music, but I'm going to play another song in a moment here. But let me ask you all, how has your week been? It's been a little while. Last week, I had to do a stream on Tuesday because I was occupied on my usual stream date on Thursdays. So, but I hope you've all been doing well. It's been a little while having to get back into these streams, so definitely appreciate you all tuning in and definitely looking to bring more music. I can post the words for Eye of the Tiger if you want. If I play really close, I might be able to see them. Let's see. I know it's Rising Up, Back on the Street. Is that right? I might be able to look them up. I mean, if I stay at the screen, I can kind of grab my guitar and try it out. Eye of the Tiger lyrics. I'm familiar with the song. Rising up, back on the street. Did my time, took my chances. Went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man. All right. We'll goof around with this. So, yeah, usually I just do originals, so I'm not going to have a backing track. And actually, not really going to have much of a way to hold my microphone. Let's see. Yeah, I might not be able to get to the words in the mic. I'd have to kind of reset things up. Rising up, back to the street. Did my time, took my chances. I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. It's the fight in of the tiger. Yeah, so I don't know that song. But there's my best attempt at it, so I'd have to work on that one. Almost every guitarist kind of learns that first riff, the bump, 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 which it's in a different key. I'm in a different tuning. But there we go. There's a little sample of it. But I'm going to go ahead and play Nate's request for, what's it called? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Hey, well, thanks for the fire. I'm glad you appreciated it. Sorry I couldn't do the whole song, but at least there's a little sample for you of that. All right. We had a request for A Place to Call Home. Let me go ahead and dive into that one, and we'll get going from there. We have lots of requests, so definitely looking forward to getting to those for all of you. But yeah, let me know how you've all been, how your week's been, anything fun or eventful happened lately. Is there anything coming up that you're looking forward to, any goals you're working towards, or anything you're excited about? Definitely let me know in the chat. All right, here we go. Super Nate, this one goes out to you. This is A Place to Call Home. I hope you like it.
Inside of me, concealing what I believe. Potential is obvious, but I'm too scared to set it free. Break down the walls, show me your heart. This is the place where I fall apart. You told me to call home, someplace where I could not feel alone. I'm promised a destiny, but I won't trust what I cannot see. Some mother will tuck me in to this coffin and bury me. Break down the walls, show me your heart. This is the place where I fall apart. You told me a place to call home, someplace where I not feel alone. You showed me love like I never know. You told me love, a place to call home. You told me of a place to call home, someplace where I would not feel alone. You showed me love when I never known. You told me of a place to call home.
Thank you. Again, that one is called A Place to Call Home. That was requested by Super Nate. Super Nate, thank you for your request. I hope you enjoyed the song. All right, and I know we got other requests, so we're going to hop into some more music in just a bit here. But let me catch up with the chat first. Hope you're all doing well. If you're just hopping in, don't be shy. Say hello. Becky, always good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you've had a great week. And Leo, good to see you as well. I'm going to scroll back up and catch up. You guys have been chatty, which is good. I like it when you're chatty. And let me just catch up with some of the chat here, some of the conversation. Let's see here. Yep, Leo, good to see you. Requesting Love's Not Fair, but I'm not home yet, so I'll ask again once I'm home. Well, that's all right. We got a lot of requests anyway, so yeah, Leo, you save that. You hold on to that one, and I'll do that one just for you. Let me know when you are home and you are ready, and I'll play that for you. I got a few other requests to get to first anyway, so I think it kind of works out. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, catching up. Yeah, Becky, good to see you. Some hellos happening. Yeah, everyone be sure to greet everyone in the chat. Say hello. We want a nice, fun, welcoming environment. Got a request for, we have 2 requests for Farewell to Fear. I think Indy had requested it, and then Stan is also requesting it. Only heard pieces, would love to hear the whole thing. Stan, how have you not listened to the whole song yet? I released the lyric video earlier this week. That's the second video that I've released of it. So, Stan, I'll play it for you, but yeah, you got to check it out. For anyone, if you haven't heard it yet, my latest release is my newest song is Farewell to Fear. I will play it in a bit here. But I've released both an official track video and I released the lyric video earlier this week. So definitely check out the videos, give them a like, check out the song. And if you like the song, please share it so more people can hear it. More people like Stan, you know. You guys were supposed to be sharing it so Stan could hear it. All right, let's see here. Cool, Quincy. Thank you, Becky. Much appreciated. Awesome stuff. It was really good. Thank you, Super Nate. All right. Yep, just some hellos happening in the chat. Good stuff. Becky saying, I'm just listening passively because I want to sleep tonight. Well, yeah, definitely take care of your rest, Becky. Make sure you get some rest. I don't know how soothing my music is for sleeping. Maybe you can sleep to it. To be honest, yeah, this is my ASMR. Well, I hope it's good ASMR, but I know it's a little bit heavier music. When I was in high school, me and my brothers, we kind of grew up. We would always listen to music going to sleep. And if you guys remember CDs, a lot of times, one of the best times to listen to a CD was at night. You could just put the CD on and let it play and just kind of listen to the songs. And so it didn't really matter if it was upbeat or a soft song, just whatever song played. We would just put in a CD and let the whole thing play and go to sleep to it. And I started getting into like rock and metal in high school. And so I used to go to sleep to bands like Killswitch Engage. That was one of the few times that I could just listen to the whole album, like just kind of stop and listen, you know, rather than being busy throughout the day. So somehow I was able to go to sleep to good old metalcore back in the day. But these days I like to listen to more atmospheric music, like really soft, gentle stuff. So if I can play you to sleep, that'd be great, Becky. But I understand if you need something a little more calming. I love this song. Thank you, Stan. Glad you enjoyed that. Jack's saying, been trying to help my niece get a job. Well, I'll be praying that she's able to find one. I'm sure something will work out, but I hope she finds something that works good for her. Let's see here. Thanks for the fire, Leo. Much appreciated. Thank you, Indy. Yeah, for the emojis. Oh, Freedom Redbird. Appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for the guitar emojis. Maybe that was for the guitar solo. Here's our highlighted lyric from Becky. So mother will tuck me into this coffin and bury me. And kind of that song is about, again, a lot of my songs kind of have the theme of perseverance and sort of overcoming fear and pursuing what you're meant to do with your life. Pursuing your dreams. And my new song, Farewell to Fear, is kind of a similar theme, and some of those themes were in this song, A Place to Call Home, and that's kind of what it is. It's, I'm promised a destiny, but I won't trust what I cannot see, so it's that fear of stepping out in faith, so mother will tuck me into this coffin and bury me. The idea behind that is that it's a comfortable death. Like a lot of times when we avoid our fears, it makes us more comfortable. We feel safe, but we're being kind of tucked into a coffin and sort of buried. Like we're not living the life we're meant to live. So sometimes you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable to set out and make the good stuff happen. Oops, an apartment, not a job. Gotcha. Trying to help her boyfriend get a job. I gotcha. Got them mixed up. So they're moving here from the East Coast. Gotcha. Well, I hope that works out. Hope she finds an apartment. I like it because it's dark. I don't know if you meant the lyric or nighttime or something, but yeah, that's the meaning behind the lyric. Yeah, kind of a little. I'm trying to think reality. Just kind of a slap of reality. Just I try to be honest, and that's kind of how I feel about it. I think sometimes in life we're avoiding things that are for our benefit, and we think we're taking care of ourselves by avoiding it, when actually we're kind of, not really doing ourselves any favors. Thanks for the fire, Leo. Much appreciated. All right, we're going to get into another song here. Yeah, trying to catch up. Hoping Silas and Daniel would be here. I was worried about the floods in Texas. Yeah, I heard about that. Everyone definitely be praying for what's happened in Texas. I heard about it only recently, and really devastating. Texas is very big, so I'm hopeful that they are okay, that they weren't involved in that. But yeah, I'll definitely feel better if they pop into the chat today. If I might have to message them. If I have some way of contacting them, I'll have to see if I can get through to them. Thanks. It was great. Thank you, Super Nate. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah. Let's see here. Super Nate, I appreciate you tuning in. I hope you'll come by and visit again sometime. Glad you enjoyed the song, but you take care. He was saying I have to go. Bye. All right. Jack saw the live-action version of How to Train Your Dragon, which was great, so liked it. Meg 2.0 was kind of like Terminator 2. Yeah, I heard they went kind of a more action movie route with Megan 2.0. I saw the first one. I thought it was pretty good. Second one, kind of heard mixed things. I don't know if I'll go out to see it, but I'd probably give it a chance. Stan saying I apologize in advance if I mess anyone's name up. That's just what happens. I mean, no one can hear your Texas accent through your Southern accent through your texting, though. So, yeah, Becky loves T2. That is a good movie. I like Terminator 2 as well. Hey, nothing wrong. I'm just picking Stan. Yep. I always appreciate you listening to my music, but I know it gets busy. Sometimes it's hard to make time to hear something. But I will get to that in just a bit here. Let's see here. Becky saying, I'll just read your post in a Southern accent if I can't understand. Yeah, that might help. Have this really cool button that allows me to make Quincy as loud or as quiet as I want. The volume button? Maybe that's what it is. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm just kind of slipping through. Used to listen to Green Days with my headphones on and the lights off when it was time to sleep. Yeah, I would listen to kind of some pop punk, which I know Green Day's kind of more like just straight up punk. But I would listen to some pop punk sometimes when I would go to bed. Okay. Oh, Super Nate's got 10 more minutes. Thought I had to go. Yeah, I subscribed. Hey, thanks for the subscription. All right, well, with that, we're going to get into some more music. Yeah, much appreciated. Let me see. I think our next request... There was Farewell to Fear, but I think there was one more just before that. So let me just see if I can find it real quick. Some of you might need you to retype your requests, just because sometimes as the chat goes on, I lose track of them. Let's see here. Yeah, Jack, give me a thumbs up that you're still out there. Jack had requested a mirror that was broken, so we'll do that one. And then Indy and Stan both requested Farewell to Fear. So let's go for a mirror that was broken right now, and then we will do Farewell to Fear next. But always like to make sure that the person who requested the song is present. So Jack, just let me know that you're out there. Give me a thumbs up or something, and I will play a mirror that was broken just for you. Courtesy reminder to stay hydrated. All right. Got my backing track set up, so we will be good. Yep, Jack is ready. All right, Jack, this one goes out to you. I hope you enjoy it. This one is called A Mirror That Was Broken.
So I lived happily ever after. or so I thought, until she told me it was over. A broken heart has a way of putting life on hold. But when I stop to think, I never seem to find an answer. And I am falling apart now, for all I know. Everything's changing and I must let go. But I keep reflecting on better days and wondering if life will ever be the same. Scraping up the pieces, cutting up my hands, looking for myself in a mirror that is broken. I said goodbye and never saw my friends again. Then took some time to see if I could make things clear. It's a lonely drive when there's no one in the passenger seat, and I'll catch myself often glancing in the rearview mirror. 'Cause I am falling apart now, for all I know. Everything's changing and I must let go. But I keep reflecting on better days and wondering if life will ever be the same. Scraping up the pieces, cutting up my hands, looking for myself in a mirror that is broken. Every single tear, there's a lesson to be learned. With every single scar is a treasure to be earned. But I'll never find healing if I'm holding on to hurt. I'll never see heaven if I'm face down in the dirt. With every single tear, there's a lesson to be learned. With every single scar is a treasure to be earned. But I'll never find healing if I'm holding on to hurt. So I'm letting go, 'cause I am falling apart now, for all I know. Caught a glimpse of myself before I let him go. I'm looking ahead now to better days and wondering what life has got in store for me. I'm falling apart now, for all I know. Just fragments of memories from long ago. But those days are over, so I'll move on. I know that the best is yet to come. Displaying all the pieces, showing who I am. Formed a masterpiece from a mirror that was broken. From a mirror that was broken, yeah, yeah.
Thank you. There we go. That was A Mirror That Was Broken. That was requested by Jack. Jack, thank you for your request. I hope you enjoyed the song. Going to try to catch up with the chat real quick, but I know we've got more requests. We've got Farewell to Fear coming next. This was requested by Indy and Stan. So you guys hang in there. We're going to get to the song in just a moment. For anyone just tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. Just going to catch up with the conversation real quick, and then we will dive into another song. All right, let's see here. Yep, catching back up. Yeah, just trying to find my place here. Awesome stuff. Great request, Jack. we get to hear both his latest songs back to back. Yep. I appreciate y'all doing the new ones because I need to practice them. So, yep, A Mirror That Was Broken, that was a new one. And Farewell to Fear, that's coming up in a moment. And I saw someone request Plastic Cup, so might be getting to that one in a bit here too. Hey, Brutal Bob, appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're doing well. If you, I don't know if you're familiar with my catalog of music or not, but you can find my songs in the description. And if you'd like to make a request, feel free to do so. And if you're not familiar with my songs, you can just pick a title that sounds interesting, and I'll play it, and we'll find out if you like it or not. So far, I've done A Place to Call Home, and I just did a song called A Mirror That Was Broken. That's what I just played there. Let's see. Quincy sang Farewell to Fear twice last week, and he nailed the screaming part both times. I'm holding him to high standards. Thanks for the pressure. We'll see how the screams go. I haven't really practiced my screams this week. I've been working on my singing a little bit because I'm working on a new song. And tonight I'm feeling okay. I'm not quite as stable as I'd like to be. I don't feel like I'm straining, so that's good, but I'm not quite as, I might still be getting warmed up a little bit. We'll see how the screams go when they come. Let's see. You are pretty good. I think you should make your own music too. If you're talking to me, that is what I do. I produce these songs and I release them. So if you enjoy the songs that you're hearing, you can find my music on Spotify or pretty much wherever you like to listen to music. It should be there. I just released a lyric video for my latest song, so you can find that on the YouTube channel here. And usually I'll shoot music videos. There's actually, not this Monday, but next Monday, the music video for Farewell to Fear is coming out. I'm definitely excited about it. Some of you, maybe, you'll start seeing some of the shorts. If you see my shorts for Farewell to Fear, you'll see some clips, and those are clips from the music video. And I was pretty pleased with how it came out, so definitely excited for you guys to see it. Let's see here. I think I lost my, there we go, yeah. Becky, I think, is starting to read maybe Stan's comments in a southern accent. Thank you for the applause, Jack, much appreciated. Thank you, Freedom Redbird. Thank you for the hearts, Becky. That was awesome, Quincy. Thank you, Jack, much appreciated. Brutal Bob, good to see A Mirror That Was Broken. Can you play that? That's actually what I just played, so if you heard it, yeah, that's the song that I just played. If you fail at the scream, I won't unsubscribe. Well, I appreciate that. At least you'll give me a little bit of grace there. Yep. Yeah, the song I just played was A Mirror That Was Broken, so I hope you liked it. And now I think, now we're going to do Farewell to Fear, and then I'm going to scroll up and just see what is coming after Farewell to Fear. Indy and Stan, please give me a thumbs up if you're out there. You were the two that requested it, and Stan needs to hear it, so hopefully Stan is still out there. But I just want to make sure you two are out there so I can play it for you. And give me a second. I'm just kind of looking to see what else was requested. Where are we at? Leo had made a request, but he was, I think, Leo, I don't know if you're home yet. Was going to wait for Love's Not Fair. All right, here we go. Yep. Indy had requested Farewell to Fear. After that, Gary, if you're still out there, let me know, because he had requested Plastic Cup. I can do that one next if you're still out there. Hey, Indy, thanks for sharing. I missed that earlier, but I saw that you shared. I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate you guys sharing my videos, sharing my songs, inviting people to the streams. Definitely helps. Okay, cool. So I think the next lineup is supposed to be Farewell to Fear, Plastic Cup, and Love's Not Fair. But again, I like to make sure that the people who requested the song, that they're still there. So Stan's there. All right, we got Stan. Hopefully Indy's there. Indy, are you out there? We'll wait a little bit. I might still go ahead and play it. What is your favorite song out of all of them? For me personally, I kind of tend to favor the newer songs, probably because I feel like the newer songs reflect me a little better. Some of these songs are kind of old, like I wrote them years ago, and it just took me a while to get around to actually finishing them and putting them out. Let me look at I'll look at my set list real quick, and let's see. Yeah, if I were to say, I really like Farewell to Fear. I'm actually really pleased with that song. That's definitely up there. I really like Plastic Cup. A Mirror That Was Broken, I like that one too. Love's Not Fair is one that I'm kind of proud of. Those are probably my favorite. And then the others, I like the songs that kind of have a special place in my heart, but a lot of the other songs I actually feel like I kind of just wrote them a while back, and I feel like I've grown a lot as a person. I've grown a lot as a songwriter, and so I definitely kind of favor my newer songs over the old ones. But the old ones still have a special place in my heart, just because every time you write a song, it just kind of represents that time of your life that you wrote it, you know? So even my old songs, even when I look back and I feel like I've gotten better since then, I still cherish those songs just because they represent that time of my life, you know? So I definitely still, you know, every song of mine, I kind of have a special place in my heart for it, but I tend to be more excited about the newer songs. All right, let's see here. And Super Nate, yep, if you're having to head out now, I appreciate you hanging out, but you take care, unless you were saying bye to somebody else. Thanks, Jack. That's very nice of you to say. All of Quincy's songs are great. You literally couldn't pick a bad song. Yep, appreciate that. Yep, Stan likes Move On. Yep. Yeah. So, yep, some people kind of have a and that's kind of what I like too. You know, I do like that. I have my personal favorites, but I like that every song, sometimes it just resonates with somebody. You know, sometimes I've got a song and it doesn't really matter necessarily how I feel about it, but maybe the words or something about it, it just kind of resonates with somebody else. And so I always appreciate that. When that's probably what means the most to me. Whenever I write a song and it connects with somebody else, that's definitely the most satisfying part. So, all right, well, hopefully Indy will tune back in. But Stan, I'm going to go ahead and play Farewell to Fear for you. And since this is kind of a newer song anyway, if she does come back, maybe I'll be able to do it again for her. But all right, courtesy reminder, stay hydrated. All right, this is a new song. This is my latest release, Farewell to Fear. And again, I just released it, so you guys can check out. I've posted a couple videos. The music video is going to be coming not this Monday, but next Monday. So definitely check out the music video. I would love for you guys to see that. And, you know, if you could leave a comment, like it, and share it, you know, would certainly appreciate that. But this song is currently available on Spotify or wherever you like to listen to music. You should be able to find it. It's here on YouTube. You can download it for free from my Bandcamp if you like to download music. But this is a new one. And because it's new, I'm still practicing it. You know? So I've only performed it a few times, so we'll see. And this one is a little challenging on the vocals, but we'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so Stan, if you want to hear the really good version, you should probably listen to the recorded version that I released. But hopefully, I'll do okay. This is going to be the live performance version. Here we go. This is Farewell to Fear.
Only one Just hold on to faith. I know there's adventure just waiting for me. Just hold on to faith. I know there's adventure just waiting for me. Don't be afraid. Just hold on to faith. I know there's adventure just waiting for me. Waiting for me. Waiting for me. Don't be afraid. Just hold on to faith. I know there's adventure just waiting for me.
Thank you. There we go. That is my latest release. That song is called Farewell to Fear. Just put that one out this month, I think, or was it late last month? Might have been at the end of June. But put it out fairly recently, so it is currently available on Spotify or wherever you like to listen to music. You should be able to find it there. And keep an eye out for the music video for that song coming out not this Monday, but next Monday, so coming soon. All right, if anyone's just tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. Let's catch up with the chat, and then we will dive into some more music in a bit here. Silas, good to hear from you. I hope you are doing well. Appreciate you tuning in. Yep, surprise. Hi, friends. Good, good. Yeah, Silas, just wanted to say, you know, we heard there was some pretty heavy stuff happening in Texas, and I think you and Daniel are both from Texas, and so I know Daniel for sure. Sometimes I get confused because I can't remember if you moved but I'm pretty sure you're in Texas as well. And just wanted to check in on you and make sure you're okay, that your family's safe, and yeah, I hope everything's all right. Hoping the same for Daniel. I think it was in a different area than where you guys are located, but it's definitely a relief to see you in the chat. So Silas, yeah, good to see you, man. All right, let's see here. Catching up with the chat. Becky was saying, I love Let's Start Again. That was what I used to listen to on repeat as a teenager while I gazed up at Quincy Kane posters in an alternate universe. Yeah, I wish that was this universe, you know. I don't know if you heard the story of that song. I can't remember. I tell it all the time, so maybe you have heard it. But that was a song pretty much when I was first getting started on YouTube and I was first learning how to record songs and stuff. You know, I wrote a lot of different styles. And that song, it's a little more of kind of a alternative rock, kind of pop punk sort of song. And, you know, I sort of wrote it and recorded it. But I would do all kinds of different genres. And then when I was really finally like wanting to get a little more serious and a little more focused with Quincy Kane and like being an artist and putting out music, I wanted to go with more of a heavier style of music, still melodic, but definitely kind of more of a metalcore, kind of emo metal sort of sound. And so I had old songs like that, songs like Let's Start Again, but I didn't really, you know, I wasn't really promoting them as my songs. I just kind of had them up there. If anyone found them, cool, but I wasn't really doing much to promote them. And then Daniel, he somehow he came across the song, really liked it, and I was doing my live streams, and he's like, hey, can you play Let's Start Again? And at first I told him, well, you know, I kind of do more metal. I don't really do that style anymore, so I appreciate the request, but I'm not going to. And he was like, cool, no worries, man. And then I thought, wait a second, what the heck? Here's this guy on the internet who likes one of my songs. Surely the least I can do is play it for him. And so I messaged him back. I was like, hey, wait a second. I changed my mind. It's like, if you show up to the stream, I'll play the song for you. So sure enough, he showed up. I played it for him, and he's been showing up ever since. So that's how I met Daniel. And he's been a good friend, good supporter of my music and all that I do. So that song has since then been added to the catalog, and it's kind of a special song that I'll pull out and play for Daniel oftentimes. But I do hope, like I hope in the future to kind of branch out and do other styles of music. Right now, I feel like I'm in a good balanced place, but I'd love to have a heavier project, like a more progressive technical metal kind of project, probably more harsh vocals. And then I'd like to have a softer project with more stuff in that style, more like pop punk, alternative rock kind of stuff. And then even a softer style, I'd like to do some kind of like acoustic piano pop rock kind of thing too. Those are some other projects that I'd like to do at some point. So it would be cool if there was a universe where I'll see if I can get some posters made for you, Becky. So get some good pop punk posters or something. Let's see here. And here's our highlighted lyric from Becky. What's the point of life if you won't play the game? Just so you know, that might have been the last lyric that I wrote for Farewell to Fear. When I was working on the song, it was basically done. I just wasn't quite satisfied with the chorus. I just wanted each line to have a little more weight to it. And that's kind of what it is. It's sort of like, hey, you might as well go for it because otherwise what's the point, you know? Like, that's life, you know? Play the game, you know? You got to take some chances, take some calculated risks, you know? So that's probably my favorite lyric from the song. But, yeah, so thank you for highlighting that. Leo says, I'm back and ready to feel. Awesome. I'll get to Love's Not Fair. That might even, I think, if Gary's still out there, I think we got Plastic Cup. But if Gary's not there, then I think your song is next, Leo. I think Love's Not Fair. Yep. Get to Leo's song in just a moment here. Did our dude Quincy expand his merch line? Not yet, but you've got me thinking maybe I need to make some posters now. I'll make a little note of that. Posters for merch. I have to get like a really good, cool graphic design image or something, like a photo, and then kind of stylize it or something. I'll make a little note, posters for merch, and even see if that's doable. But all right, let's see here. Nailed it again. Thank you, Becky. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm glad. Glad I reached your expectations. Thank you, Stan. I hope you enjoyed the song. I know that was kind of your first time hearing it. I think I did okay on it. I'm getting a little. It's you know, sometimes it's hit or miss. I probably don't have like it down super on lock, but that wasn't too bad. Thank you for the emoji, Stan. Thank you for the hearts, Becky. And yep, everyone kind of expressing, yeah, we're definitely glad to see you, Silas. That is for sure. Praise God. Let's see here. Thank you for the applause, Jack. Wow, brother, nice. Thank you, Stan. Much appreciated. Silas was saying, yeah, we're good. Don't live in the same place where all that is happening. Yeah, definitely glad you're safe. Super, super glad to hear that. But definitely want to keep, you know, the families, everyone who was affected by that, want to keep them in our prayers. Great song that is. Thank you, Silas. Yep, that's the new one, Farewell to Fear. Maybe if you had an alternative rock band, you could release it. Eventually, yeah. You know, I'd like to have some other projects and probably would have some kind of alternative rock, pop punk kind of thing. Awesome ideas he had. Thank you. Much appreciated. Yeah, definitely buy Quincy wall posters. Well, I'll write it down, you know. We'll see. Maybe I can get something made in the future here. Are you still going to the concert next week? I am. I'm pretty excited about it. This Tuesday coming up is sort of an unplugged performance from Benjamin Burnley of Breaking Benjamin and featuring Lacey Sturm. So definitely excited about it. A little nervous too, because not really sure what to expect. I want to, you know, I've expressed to you guys, I kind of have a goal this year. I'm trying to get out more, meet people, be a little more social, hoping to make some connections, make some friends, and kind of make like a real life social network, not a digital one. Although I must say, as far as digital social networks go, I like the network that we've got going on here. But just in real life, in everyday life, it'd be nice to have some friends that I interact with on a regular basis, and eventually, hopefully, that leads to you know, someone, a potential spouse to marry at some point. But so main point, I'm hoping to not just go and just attend, listen to the music and leave. I'm hoping to go and step outside of myself a little bit and try to converse with other people at the show and see what happens. So wish me luck. Say some prayers for me. You could hire someone to draw stylized versions of your song covers. Yep, that's definitely an option there. I have a few things in mind on what I might do. So I'll definitely chip away at that. Yeah, Silas is in Houston, and I think it was it Santa Fe? Is that where, or Santa Monica or something like that? Santa Monica might be California. But I feel like I could recognize the name. The posters can be when you click your fingers at the end of the stream. Hey, that's not a bad suggestion. Yeah, my little, you know. I'll give you a little story where that came from. I'm just gonna write that down. That's not a bad suggestion. I'm gonna put finger, snap, and point. So when I first got started on YouTube, again, I really didn't know what I wanted to do or what I wanted to be exactly. Like, I love a lot of things, and I still want to do a lot. Some of you guys know this, but first off, there's a lot of music projects I want to do. I just shared that with you. But I also want to be a filmmaker. Like, I want to make movies, and there's just a lot that I'd like to do. There's a lot of different projects I'd like to be involved in. And so YouTube, when I first got started, it was sort of more of a kind of just a dump for my art, you know. It's like just whatever I felt like making in the moment or for the month or whatever, that's what I would work on, and then I would just post the end result here on YouTube. But I was influenced by a lot of YouTubers. You know, I grew up with a lot of YouTube, like early YouTube content creators, and you started to kind of recognize like what a YouTuber was. This was kind of the early days when being a YouTuber was still kind of a new thing, but it was starting to shape. It was definitely starting to shape, and it was starting to become normal to know like, oh, that's a YouTuber. And every YouTuber, it seemed like they had like kind of their own, I don't know, their own like kind of quirky theme or, you know, their sign off or whatever it might be. And so when I was getting started, I remember doing a vlog and making that comment. I was like, I need to figure something out for the ending. And I think I just did like a thumbs up, and I was like, definitely not that. And it's like, you know, we'll figure something out. And then I can't remember what I did. I did something, and then I did that, and then I was like, oh, that was it. So I like just did it by accident because I didn't know what to do. I was trying to come up with some kind of sign off, and then I did that, and I was like, hey, I kind of like that. And so I used to do that for my YouTube videos, and then it carried over to my live streams. But so that's not a bad suggestion for a poster. I'll see what I can do with that. Lacey Sturm is also coming to Silas's area. That's awesome. Are you planning to go see the show? You'll have to let me know. And I don't know if that's the same one, if that's with Benjamin Burnley, or if that's if she's got a different gig that she's doing there. Leo says, going to see, I'm trying to think what that is. Don't tell me. TWRP. I don't know if it's the two. I might have to give up. Seeing a concert in September. You'll have to let me know what that acronym is for. I can't pick. I probably know the band, and for some reason I wanted to say The Devil Wears Prada because I saw T, but it's not. TDWP. Yeah, so it's got TWP in there, but it doesn't have the D, and it's out of arrangement. So when I first saw it, I was like, dude, are you going to see The Devil Wears Prada? Because they're awesome. They're a great band. But something different. So I can't say I'm catching the name of that one right off the bat. Quincy, if there are other people alone at the show, they'll probably be glad to talk to you. Hopefully so. You know, it's definitely not a bad venue for that kind of thing. Because it's probably going to be people around my age. I would think it's people that probably grew up with these artists just like I did. And I know there's a lot of people. There's probably a lot of people similar to me, and so I'm looking forward to getting out to more local shows like this because I think it'll be a good setting for meeting people that might share common interest with me. So I definitely, you know, Becky, I appreciate you making it aware to me because I wouldn't even have heard about it if you hadn't mentioned it, and it was just one of those things. I was kind of like, hey, this is a pretty good opportunity, and I was like, you know what, let's do it. You know, I just pulled the trigger on it, bought the tickets, and so I'm going. Whether I like it or not, you know, I have to go now because I paid for the tickets. So let's see here. Leo saying, as long as it's not AI, I'll buy it. Well, I definitely appreciate you expressing that. Currently have nothing on my walls. We'll see. To be honest, AI could potentially be a helpful tool for artists like me. But if there's someone that I can find that I think does cool work and maybe does it in a style, we'll have to see. If you guys want, you know, if you are interested in a poster, maybe if there's some way either on my Instagram or on Facebook or something, or even if you want to email, you know, I've got a business email address, Quincy Kane. I think it's QuincyKaneMorris@gmail.com. But if there's a certain style that you guys kind of had in mind or something, maybe you can send me some references and I'll see if I can do something kind of in the same ballpark. Still got Green Day posters from when I was a kid, but I can't even remember the last time I listened to them. I used to at my old house. I had band posters. I had skate posters. I had like magazine pages ripped out and all plastered on my wall. Definitely looked cool. I don't have that in my current room. Don't know if I have a really good space for doing that kind of thing, but that was the thing, man. Having just like your wall and your ceiling covered with band photos and posters and that kind of stuff. Good stuff. Well, Becky, maybe you just got to treat yourself to some Green Day if you haven't listened to them in a while. Leo used to have his own drawings on the wall, but they're at his mom's house. That's kind of cool. I can't remember. Maybe you've told me. I can't remember if you told me that you draw or not, but that's really cool. I wanted to get good at drawing. I always liked the anime art style aesthetic, and I wanted to draw that way. I wanted to be able to draw that kind of anime manga art style. But I was always, and I was working on it in high school, but I was so insecure. I was always worried someone would look over my shoulder and see how bad it was. So instead of trying to draw something good, I would always draw like just these stick figure comics instead. And once I got out of high school, like I tried to learn it for a bit, but it was just so hard to make time to discipline myself and really learn the skill. So I really wish I had learned it while I was in high school so that I would still have the skill today, So that's really cool that you draw. Silas, good tip for you. Any skills you want to learn them now. So learn as many skills as you can right now, because definitely as you get older, you get more responsibilities. You definitely have to pick and choose what you're going to put your time into. It's a little bit harder to learn new skills. You can, but it's just harder. Yes, The Devil Wears Prada is a band. I know it's a movie also, but they're great. It's like metalcore, screamo kind of stuff. So if you like heavier music, you might enjoy them. They're not as heavy now. I still like the music they put out, but they're definitely kind of more of kind of like an electronic metalcore pop rock kind of sound now. They're not as heavy now as they used to be. So you'll have to check out both their new and their old stuff. The Devil Wears Prada. I'm putting the name in. There we go. Check out, what was it? I think their first album, like the first really like classic one, I think it was called Plagues or something like that. If you look up what's the best Devil Wears Prada album, you'll probably get it. That's a great album. Like if you check out anything, I definitely recommend checking out songs from that album. And it's good, heavy, brutal stuff. So if you like heavy and brutal stuff, then you'll like that album. If that's not quite your cup of tea, try out their new stuff. You might dig it. It's a little more popish. It's not quite as heavy. So I'd say try both. Check out their old stuff and check out their new stuff and see what you think. Tupperware Remix Party. I was way off. So I actually can't say that I'm familiar with that artist, so I might have to look him up. Tupperware Remix Party. Is that an actual band or is that some kind of event or something? Tupperware Remix Party. It almost sounds like it'd be more like a electronic thing. So, okay, what do we got here? I'm going to get into some more music in a moment. There's also a Led Zeppelin tribute concert coming up where I am, and I might end up going. Very cool. Yep, Becky, tearing pages from magazines, putting that up on the wall too. Yeah, Quincy Kane Discord server. If I don't already have one, I know I'm on Discord, so you can try to look me up if that's all there is. I don't know if it's a server. Like I'm still a little confused with how Discord works. Like I kind of get it. I know I have like an account or a username on Discord, but I don't know if I actually have a server of some kind. But if that's all there is, if a server is like a place I can create where you guys can kind of mingle and chat and that kind of thing, then yes, I need to do that. But if you look up Quincy Kane Official on Discord, I do have, like I am on Discord, but it might just be my profile. You can message me directly. But if I should make a server, let me know, and maybe I can get something made. Yep, Stanley Stan, I can remember doing Rock Crawler RC remote control vehicles. I can't remember how to access that. Got to be funny. See my old videos of me. That's pretty cool. I don't think I knew you were like all that into RC cars and stuff. I know some people, I've seen that thing where they'll take RC cars and they'll like rig them up to battle each other. It's like gladiator RC cars. That always looked fun to me. All right. Good stuff. Yeah, just catching up. All right. They are a band with lots of electronic elements. Sounded electronic to me, but that's cool that they're like a band that does electronic stuff. I mean, I actually like electronic music. Like, I like kind of lo-fi beat stuff, and I like trance music. And a lot, like, if it's really atmospheric and stuff, I enjoy that kind of music, so. All right, Leo, I'm going to hop into Love's Not Fair. We're going to get into that song for you. If anyone else has made a request and I haven't gotten to it yet, please make your request again. Go ahead and type it. If there's a song you requested and I haven't played it yet, go ahead and type it, and I will get to that song. But we're going to get into Love's Not Fair. Let me get the backing track set up for that. And if you haven't made a request yet, feel free to do so. So far, I've done A Place to Call Home. I did A Mirror That Was Broken. And I did Farewell to Fear. I think that's all I've done so far. And I'm about to do Love's Not Fair. So let me get my guitar tuned for this one. This was one I released a little while back. In one of my softer songs. All right, here we go. This is Love's Not Fair. Leo, this one goes out to you.
Staring at my own reflection through shattered bits of glass, showing me the perfect picture of who I really am. But when you look at me, you never turn away, kneeling next to me and picking up the pieces. Why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. I am such a useless failure, falling to the ground. Every effort that I muster is never good enough. But when you look at me, standing next to me and holding out your hand, why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. If I take just one moment away from my self-loathing, then maybe I would notice that I'm not meant to be broken. If I take just one moment away from my self-loathing, then maybe I would notice that I'm not meant to be broken. So stop beating up took the punishment yourself. And it's just foolish pride to think that I could ever hurt myself enough to cover what I've done. I could cut myself dry and it still would never be enough. It makes no sense at all. Why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. It's just not fair. But love isn't fair. In spite of all I am, you chose to die for me, and that isn't fair. But love's not fair.
There we go. Thank you. Again, that one is called Love's Not Fair. That was requested by Leo. Leo, thank you for your request. I hope you enjoyed the song. For anyone just tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. And if you've already made a request and I just haven't gotten to it yet, please retype your request so I can see it again. If you haven't made a request yet, it's not too late. You certainly can. You can find my songs in the description here on YouTube, and whichever song of mine you'd like to hear, just let me know and I will play it just for you. So far, I've done A Place to Call Home. I did A Mirror That Was Broken. I did Farewell to Fear, and I just did Love's Not Fair. And so ideally, it'd be nice to pick songs that we haven't done yet, but later, sometimes we can redo a few songs if you were really wanting to hear it. Courtesy reminder to stay hydrated, and let's catch up with the chat. All right. All right, let's see here. All right, catching up. Speaking of that, anyone heard people call Stairway the Forbidden Guitar Store song? Yes, I have heard that, and I'm going to see if you explained it. I played it last time I was at one. Yeah. Why is it called that, Silas? I want to see if anyone knows the answer. I know why. Okay, yeah, Leo said, I sent a friend request on Discord. Just ignore my username. Okay, well, I'll see what my friend request is, and I'll assume it's from you, and I'll send you a message like, Leo, is that you? But appreciate that. Leo is ready. My body is ready. Glad you're ready for the song. I hope you enjoyed it. Stanley was saying, if you could share the link to your store one more time. I've been looking to get a T-shirt. Thanks. Awesome. Well, yep, that's a good time to share. Let me find it real quick. You're actually reminding me I meant to. There we go, right there. Bam, there is the link. So, yeah, anyone, if you'd like to show some support for my music, I've got a link right there, and there's a few different ways to support me. Just like Stan, who's showing interest in getting a T-shirt, I have a merch store available through that link, so you can get yourself a T-shirt, or I know it's summer, there's a sleeveless shirt. I've got baseball caps in there as well, so definitely check that out. If you just want to show some more support, there's also a tip jar, and I appreciate those of you who are willing to contribute. Whatever you'd like to contribute to me, it definitely means a lot. So, let's see here. Silas says people joke around saying that because it used to be a very overplayed in guitar stores. Yes, that's kind of why. Stairway to Heaven, and there's some other ones. I'm pretty sure people have made videos, but there's kind of like sort of a go-to collection of classic guitar songs that almost every guitarist learns at some point. And when they learn it, it's like that's all they ever play. So whenever you go to a guitar store, anytime a guitarist picks up a guitar to play on it, they're probably going to play one of those popular licks. So it's either going to be Stairway to Heaven, or there's some other ones, probably like Smoke on the Water, or Back in Black or something like that, and so there's kind of a joke of people like it's forbidden, just don't play it, because that's all you hear. If you walk into a Guitar Center, you're almost guaranteed to hear, Stairway to Heaven being played in the distance somewhere. So that's kind of the joke behind it. And that's right. Yep. Thanks, Becky. Yep. There is also a link right beneath the video that says merch, music, and more. But I had forgotten. Usually I try to post the link and pin it to the chat. But thank you, Becky, for pointing that out. Oh, thanks for the fire and the teardrops. Leo, I appreciate that. Glad you were moved by this song. Here's a highlighted lyric from Silas. In spite of all I am, you chose to die for me, and that isn't fair, but love's not fair. Yes, the song is referring to the grace of Jesus Christ and what he shared. And that's definitely, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around that. A lot of us, when we think of love, we think very conditional. I'll love you if you love me back. I'll love you if you do this. And the kind of love that Jesus demonstrated was unconditional love. He loved just because. There was no reason. You couldn't earn it. You don't deserve it. He just showed it anyway. And so that's the kind of love that I'm grateful for, and that's the kind of love that I want to display in my own life. I want to show love to people just because, not because that I owe it to them or necessarily because they earned it. And even if they don't deserve it, that's the greatest form of love, is being able to show love even when people don't deserve it. And that's a hard thing, but we need more people like that. If everyone in the world only reacted to what they felt they were owed or what they felt they deserved, then we'd have a world full of selfish people. You need those people to step up that are willing to still show love and kindness, especially when it isn't deserved, to the people they're showing it to, because those are the people who make the biggest impact on the world and on the people around us. It's a great song. Thank you, Leo. Much appreciated. Dang, Quincy, your vocals in that song are on point. Thank you, Jack. I will say, as I was singing, I was like, this one's feeling pretty good. Here's the thing. I mentioned before, there's a couple things. So with these streams, even as I'm singing, my voice is still warming up. So usually, like, maybe the third or fourth song, those are probably going to be the sweet spot. That's usually where I'm going to sound best, probably. But also, I've mentioned before, a lot of the new songs I've been working on, some of them are hard to sing. Like Farewell to Fear, that's a tough song. But the good thing about the hard songs is, as I work to get in shape to sing those songs, other songs become easier. So I can say Love's Not Fair felt very easy to sing compared to some of those other songs. And when a song feels easy, it gives you more wiggle room. It gives you more of a chance, like just more control over your voice. So, and what a coincidence. Becky was going to highlight the same lyric. So great minds think alike. You all were choosing the same lyrics there. We got a scripture here from Silas, Romans 3:23. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Romans 5, while we were sinners, Christ died for us. Yep. Still love us in spite. Loves us just as we are. That's a hard thing to grasp sometimes. Love that song very much. Thank you, Silas. Yeah, I think Becky was saying or Silas was saying I am sorry, but that's funny. I am Becky. You're Becky? It's like, yeah. Let's see here. Catching up. Yeah. All right, yeah, Stan was saying, hey, yes, if you don't know already, I'm words and music guy. I love y'all sharing lyrics from his songs, lyrics at home, lyrics make you listen, lyrics make you rewind and see if you heard it right. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know about you guys. Well, it took me a long time to learn that not everyone listens to music the same way. Let me know, for you all, when you hear a new song and you decide, ooh, I like that song, what is it about the song that makes you like it? I'd be curious. Go ahead and type that. For some people, it's the lyrics. Some people, they hear words and they're like, I like what that song's talking about. Some people, it's just the style of music. Some people, it's the catchiness, like the melody of it. It might be something else, whatever it could be. I'd be curious. Maybe it's just the vocals. Wow, that's a really good singer. I really like the way that song sounds. For me, it's really been two things. I really like catchy melodies, and I like unique chord progressions or chord movements. Now, if you're not a musician, you might not know what I mean by that. So it's a little hard to explain. I'll give you like a super quick music lesson. There's kind of two things that really catch my ear when I listen to music. And this goes for any style of music. Yes, I tend to favor hard rock and metal and that kind of style, but I like a wide range. Like I like really heavy, technical, progressive stuff, but I also like really soft, pretty music. I like acoustic stuff, and really any style of music. I can like it as long as it checks those two boxes. If it's got a melody that I really like, and if it's got chord movements. And specifically, I should say, I tend to like chord movements that sound very sad and pretty. I don't know why, but if it sounds kind of sad and it sounds kind of pretty, that really sticks out to me. So a little demonstration of this. So a chord is just a combination of notes, and it builds sort of a structure. You know, those are different chords there. And songs are built on chord progressions. So for example, I'm tuned down a whole step, but let's see. So that would be an F chord right there. There's an F. Here's a C major. And here is, what is that? C. Here's a B flat. There we go, B flat major. Here is a D minor. Okay, so those are different chords. So it's very common to take chords and combine them into a pattern. So you might have, you know, and there you go. And there's like hundreds of thousands of songs with that chord progression right there. And then the melody is the singing bit that goes over top of it. So let's see. There's a bunch of songs with that. I probably am going to forget all of them, but there's like, you know, da-na, da-na-na, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na, da-na, da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Even without singing the words, some of you, just by the melody and the chords, you might be able to tell what song I was singing just there. There's also da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. I think it does go to something different there, but so maybe you could recognize what songs those were, even though I wasn't singing it. Now, here's the thing. I'm actually not a fan of that chord progression. Why? Because it's not very unique. There are hundreds of thousands of songs that use that chord progression. There are a few songs that use it that I do like, but most of the time, if I hear a song with that progression or another popular progression that I've heard hundreds of times before, usually it's not going to stick out to me. So I really like unique chord progressions. You find, you know, I try to use it in my own music. So even Love's Not Fair, going from here to here, and then here, that's actually a borrowed chord. Like that chord's not even in scale. And then coming up here. And I like to color them up. So even if I just played like the basic notes. Why do you care? I know I'm undeserving of the love that you have chosen to share. But the nice thing about chords is you can use other notes to kind of make them more emotive, like add more character or emotion to them. So rather than just this, I can turn it into this. You know, ooh, you know, it's like, you know, listen to those notes. Let's see if I can get this one. This is a hard chord to play, but yeah, that one's hard to play, but it's a really beautiful chord when you can do it right. There we go. And then So I really like unique chord movements, and I like mixed chords that kind of blend notes and create, again, if it sounds kind of sad and pretty, that's right up my alley. That's exactly what I like, you know. Whoop. So whenever I hear a song, it could be any style of music, but if it's just kind of got like a unique chord movement that moves me emotionally, like it's like, wow, that, you know, that sounds really sad and pretty, then it's probably going to catch my attention. And then the second part of the equation is I do like strong melodies. I like catchy melodies. And again, it's hard to specify like what makes a good melody, but when it hits those notes that just bring the emotion, where it's just like, you know, like it just kind of makes you feel something, you know, that's what gets my attention. Now, that's kind of what gets my attention for any song. But it took me a long time to realize that not everyone listens to music the same way I do. You know, some people, they just, you know, they like a certain style of music, and it doesn't really matter how unique the chord progression is or how generic it is. If it's, you know, as long as it's got a kind of rhythm that moves them and it's in a style that they like, then that's all it's going to be. Some people, they really like the rhythm. It's all about the beat for them. Some people, it's about the words. You know, I remember my brother saying one, like years ago, he's like, I heard this song and at first I kind of liked it. And then I started listening to the words and I thought it was kind of dumb. And in my mind, I was thinking, who cares if the lyrics are dumb? If you like it, you know, why don't you just like it? Now, eventually, I could say as I've gotten older and had more life experience, you start to realize how the words can kind of connect with you more. And I definitely get some satisfaction. So I definitely have more of an appreciation for lyrics now. Like when I hear good words, I'm like, that's a really well-written song. Like I can appreciate it more now than I used to. But words aren't still the thing that win me over. Like if I hear a song that sounds generic, it sounds like a song I've heard hundreds of times before, but it's got really good lyrics, I will say, hey, that song's got really good lyrics, but I'm probably not going to listen to the song on my own. You know, I'm probably not going to listen to it. If I hear a song that musically it sounds really good, but the words are kind of dumb, and I'll be honest, I'm not going to name the name of the band, but there's a band I really like, and I was thinking of learning one of their songs, but I was trying to learn the words, and I got to be honest, the words are, they just sound like random words that don't mean anything. It's like, what is this song talking about? It's like, it's saying a bunch of words, but there's like literally no depth or meaning. It's not even like vague, like, oh, it could mean something. It's literally almost like random sentences that aren't related to each other. And so I still like the song because I like the way it sounds. I like the melody, but it is true. Like, you know, when you actually pay attention to the words, it's like, man, there's not really much to take away from this. So the best combination is both worlds. When you hear music and you're like, man, I really like the way that sounds. And then you check out the words and you find out that, wow, it's also got a great message, or it's got, you know, really well-written lyrics, then you just got, like, that's the best of both worlds right there. All right. Hopefully that was interesting. Sorry to go on that little tangent, but I find it kind of an interesting topic. Let's see here. So kind of like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star is a common song to learn on keyboard or piano. Yeah, you probably hear a lot of beginners playing that, if that's what you're commenting on people, you know, like beginner songs that people are learning. Sorry, let me catch up with it. Yeah, I'm a little behind. Let's see here. Oh, you guys can see that. Yeah, why do me and Jack have these weird purple crowns next to our names? My understanding is it means you're a top viewer or something. Yeah, if I click on it, hey, I just clicked on it. So you guys are top fans. Right now it says, yeah, well, what's interesting is it says Jack is the #1 fan, but when I click on it, it shows Becky at the top. Becky, you and Jack are tied. You both have 150 XP points. I don't know how you get experience points. So this must be a new thing. And what's kind of weird is, what was it? I think it was Super Nate. on here it says Super Gamer. He just tuned into this stream, but he's in third place right now, and so is Brutal Bob. I'm not sure why Leo, like, you should be, well, you're tied with him also. You've got the same number of, you've got 75 experience points. Maybe it's how many streams you show up to, or so. Well, no, that doesn't make sense. I'll have to look into that. I'll have to look up what that is. But just so you know, it means y'all are. It means you're good. It means you guys show up a lot. So I appreciate that. It's a badge of honor, is what it is. Oh, was the chord progression in the Wayne's World movie, or was it something else in the Wayne's World movie? Yeah. Well, that's what's interesting. Yeah, Jack's like, I don't know how I feel about being number 2. Okay, I see. It's number 2 now. You know what? Maybe it's because I still have this on top chat. Let me switch it to live chat, and maybe that'll change it. But yeah, yep. It looks like it changed. So Becky, you're my number 1 customer. You're my number 1 fan. I don't know if you know what that's from. Number 1 customer. Did you guys ever see Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger? And it's a Christmas movie. And there's that scene where he's on the phone with all the business calls, and everyone he talks to, every time he ends the phone call, he's like, and remember, you're my number 1 customer. He says it to everyone, though. But nope, according to this, Becky, you're my number 1 fan, so thank you. Jack, you're number 2. You got to step it up. All right, let's see here. And yeah, Becky was saying it says you're number 1 for me, Jack, and I'm number 2. I guess for some reason it's like flipping you guys. I'm not sure. Becky's saying Breaking Benjamin is the trifecta. Great lyrics, great melodies. Ben's voice is so great. Yeah, I would totally agree with that. I love Ben's voice. I think super great voice, really good melodies and lyrics. Probably, if you want to hear from me, probably my only criticism with Breaking Benjamin is sometimes they could fall into the trap of using like really familiar chord progressions. That's probably my biggest criticism. When they don't do that, like they have a lot of songs that do some really unique stuff, and that stuff's my jam. That's like, wow, I really like that. And so there's definitely a lot to appreciate about them. But I guess the only time they let me down is when they use those kind of familiar chord progressions. But for a lot of their fans probably don't notice that kind of stuff. That's the kind of thing. Like, I'm probably in the minority of people who pay attention to that kind of thing. Let's see here. Yeah, number 1, number 2, we're referring to personal waste disposal. That's enough toilet humor for today. Yeah, don't worry. This is a badge of honor. Nothing like that. Yep. Anyone heard the 4-chord song by Axis of Awesome? Yep, Don't Stop Believing, Let It Go. Yep, those are it. And yeah, you're probably talking about, I think someone made a video a while back with that same chord progression, and they sang like a bunch of songs that use that chord progression. Jack was saying, oh no, Frozen flashbacks. Yep. Yep. Maybe you guys just comment. Yep. Just means I talk too much. Hey, I like it when y'all talk. So I think y'all talk the right amount. Nice stuff, Quincy. Yep. And I was going to listen while I sleep. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to keep you up late. Again, if you need to get rest, definitely be sure to do so. We got a request for Say That It's Over. I think we're going to pop into that. If anyone else has a request for a song that I haven't played yet, definitely let me know. But I think Say That It's Over is going to be the next one. And we probably have time. I mean, depending on what people want, I could definitely do a few more songs. I might do a couple more, might do a handful more. We'll see. Nice choice, Silas. I love that song. I'm glad y'all like that one. I will play it for y'all in just a moment here. It was interesting. Good. Glad to hear that, Jack. I'm almost done with the lyrics for my song Locked Out of Paradise. Yep, definitely looking forward to hearing some new music from you, Silas. Becky is a very experienced talker. I'm trying to work on my experience, you know. I do all right, like, when I'm hosting, you know, when I have something to talk about, I do all right. But as far as, like, socializing, I'm trying to exercise that myself. Chatting on this stream. So that must be what it is, chatting on this particular stream. All right. Jack learned how to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star when he was 13 and worked at the 13, worked at the retirement home. Yes, love that movie. Oh, Jingle All the Way. Yeah. That's probably one of my favorite Christmas movies. I think, I know it's not Christmas yet. Some people say, they do Christmas in July, so I guess this isn't totally irrelevant. But if you've got a favorite Christmas movie, let it know. I kind of have a top two. Jingle All the Way has a special place in my heart, so that's kind of one of my favorite. But I really like Jim Carrey's Grinch movie, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I know some people really like the classic animated Grinch, and that one's fine. But I grew up. I remember the ads for the Grinch movie. I used to be scared of them because they were kind of they were sneaky, and they had that kind of I don't want to say creepy music, but that like sneaky kind of mischievous music, and you'd see that hand kind of reach into frame and like grab whatever the product was for the commercial and pull it out. And the commercials used to scare me when I was a little kid. And then I saw the movie, and of course, the Grinch is like a hysterical character, and so I was all about it. So that's probably my favorite Christmas movie. Let's see here. Yeah, Becky's saying, I don't know much about making music, so they never let me down. There you go. And it's probably one of those things. It's probably me being a musician that I'm more aware of it. So that's what I mean. Like, I'm definitely in the minority. So now for what it's worth, I can look at a band, any band, and even if they do use kind of generic chord progressions or what I consider to be generic, I can still look at them objectively and say, like, I understand why this is popular. I understand, like, that this is a good band. But just for me, this sounds like such a it's true. It sounds like such a like elitist, or what's the word I'm looking for? Like such a snobby thing to say, but I probably do have kind of a complex palate for my musical taste. But I mean, I don't think I'm unreasonable though. Like, I still like, just if it's good and catchy, like, that's important to me. But I definitely recognize like familiarities amongst different songs and artists. Die Hard, yeah. I'm not against, I know there's like the debate, is Die Hard a Christmas movie or not? I'm not against it. If it is a Christmas movie, it's definitely a good one. It would be up there. Die Hard's a great movie. I don't even if I considered it a Christmas movie. I don't know if it would be my favorite. I still kind of like the fun, like, Christmas ones, but it's definitely a great action movie. Love that movie. A Finnish movie with an evil Santa, rare exports. That's kind of interesting. By the way, not totally relevant here, but take it from me, don't put your elderly family in a retirement home unless you have no other choice. I'm still haunted at the way the older folks were treated. Yeah, I could believe that. It's kind of, it doesn't seem like the fitting place, if you can stay connected with your elders, elder family, that's probably the best place for them to be, rather than sending them off to a retirement home. Yeah, Leo says, it's funny how most of Quincy's streams end up talking about movies. Well, like I said, I love movies, and I still want to be a filmmaker. And so it's going to happen, like if we get to talking about movies, I'm going to expound on it because I love movies. What was I going to say? Yeah, I've always said, like, even when I was starting with YouTube, like, I would do music and then I would also make short films. And there came a point where I was like, I'm going to have to choose. Like, I can't do both. I need to pick one thing. And that was a really hard decision for me to make. But I decided to do music. I felt like that's the one that I loved just a little bit more. I felt like that's the one that would be more doable for me, like, as a solo artist. Trying to make movies by yourself is definitely a lot harder. It's a very collaborative medium. But I still love it. And lately, again, I'm kind of excited about this music video because it's a little more cinematic. Music videos can be kind of tricky because, but they are a great opportunity for me to kind of scratch that filmmaking itch. And so this music video coming up, I really like it because it does have like a cool sense of story. Like, it's got there's an actual narrative in the story, and there's kind of some symbolism, and it's the kind of setting that allowed me to kind of do some acting because I enjoy acting. And I really like the lighting that I pulled off in this particular music video, so it looks a little more cinematic and professional. You know, it doesn't just look like I set up my camera and just, you know, filmed myself singing. It looks like there's actually some craft going into the cinematography. So whenever I can pull that off, I don't always pull it off, but whenever I do, it's always very satisfying. So definitely check out the music video for Farewell to Fear, coming out not this Monday, but next Monday. So keep a lookout for it. Silas saying, same man, love the fun talk. Well, I'm glad y'all enjoyed. I definitely enjoy discussing with you all. All right, Silas, you requested Say That It's Over, so I'm going to go ahead and play that song for you. If anyone else, if you've made a request and I haven't gotten to it yet, just let me know, and I will play the song for you. Thank you for the 100s. And yeah, if you've made a request and I haven't played it, just let me know and I'll get to it. If you haven't made a request yet, feel free to do so. Again, you can find my songs in the description. And some of you, you know, if you have already made a request, I definitely like to I like to let people who haven't made requests. I like to let them, you know, go first. But you know, we've got time for a few more songs. So if there are no other requests from people who haven't requested yet, feel free to make another one. If you've already made one, feel free to ask for another song. Cool. Yeah. I don't want to make a joke out of this because it's not really that funny. It's actually kind of sad that I can reference this. But have you guys seen the movie Happy Gilmore? If you haven't, you know, that's the Adam Sandler movie where he's the hockey player, but he doesn't make the hockey team or something like that, but he gets an opportunity to golf. And I think he needs to some money to afford like a home for his grandmother or something like that. I think it's either his grandmother or his mother, elderly mother. But for the time being, she has to stay in a retirement home. And so he drops her off, and Ben Stiller plays as the nurse there. And I actually really like Ben Stiller. He's probably like a favorite actor, director of mine. And at first, he, like when Adam Sandler's there, he's very, you know, he's very kind and gentle and acting like he's going to be like very sweet and caring with this elderly woman. And then as soon as Adam Sandler leaves, she makes a request like, would you mind doing something for me? And he's like, would you mind shutting the heck up? And she's like taken back, like, what just happened? And all of a sudden, he's just like a complete, you know, jerk to these elderly people. And they kind of play it off comedically. So in the movie, it's very funny, but it's sad that that's not really a joke. It sounds like that could be a real situation for people in a retirement home, that there's probably very impatient people that are just taking the job because they can get it, and they have no sense of sensitivity or compassion and patience for the elderly. So it's kind of sad that is the reality. But Becky requesting Let's Start Again. Absolutely, yeah. I'll get to that. I'm going to do Say That It's Over, and then we'll do Let's Start Again. Let's see here. Rare Exports, creepiest Santa Claus movie I ever saw. I definitely know, I mean, it doesn't surprise me, and I've seen it before. There's definitely, you know, some horror-themed movies that play off of the Santa Claus theme. I'm pretty sure there's probably a few movies where Santa Claus is the killer or the monster in the movie, but I'm sure that's a creepy one. Yep, seen it. The Price is Wrong, Bob. Jack, I figured you would have seen it. It's so sad, yet still somehow funny. Well, you know, it's funny because it's true. Someone kind of talked about that. There's like a fine line between humor and sadness. I think because that's kind of what humor is. Humor sort of points out these things about reality. It's kind of an interesting perspective of it. So that's what makes it funny. It's funny because of the perspective that you're looking at it, but sometimes the humor is based off of something that in reality is actually kind of sad. So sort of interesting. The guy from Predator was in it. Interesting. Okay. That's what it was like. Yeah. Even the patient ones would laugh at residents when they were confused. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. And then Becky was talking about Happy Gilmore. Yep. And yeah, I think you're right. If you're talking about the guy from Predator was in Happy Gilmore. I gotcha. Yeah. Was he the, do you mean the guy that coaches him. Is that right? The golf expert guy. I think that's the same actor. I might be getting that mixed up. Okay, let me get the backing track set up. All right, Silas, this one goes out to you. This is Say That It's Over. Let me get a sip of water real quick. Courtesy reminder to all of you, stay hydrated. Especially these days, summer is hot. We've gotten a lot of rain, but still gets pretty humid out. All right. Silas, this one goes out to you. This is Say That It's Over. Let me get tuned real quick. Here we go.
Smile so deceptive that it almost looks real. Well, it must be hard to fake what you do not really feel. You're hiding, I know it. Tell me what's on your mind. I only wish to help. Won't you let me back inside? Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Let me inside. Your face shows no reaction as I call out your name. Your presence like a ghost. You seem so far away, and you know that I love you, but the words seem to have died. I just want this to end. Please let me back inside. Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Let me inside. Drift your eyes, just look at me when I look at you, because you must realize you're barely holding on and I'm holding tight. Would you just please try? Don't give in, you have to fight. Why won't you hear my cry? I don't wanna say goodbye. Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Say that it's over. Tell me the truth just one last time. I promise I'll help you. If only you'll let me back inside. Say that it's over. I don't wanna hear another lie. I just wanna help you. Please won't you let me back inside?
Thank you. Again, that one was called Say That It's Over. That was requested by Silas. Silas, thank you for your request. I hope you enjoyed the song. All right, we might have time for one or two more. We'll see. Let's catch up with the chat. But I think things are going pretty good. Yeah, we probably going to have to get close to wrapping it up. So we'll see how things are going. I know we got one more request, and maybe we'll do one more after that. But we will see here. All right, let me just catch up real quick. And anyone just tuning in, don't be shy. Say hello. Oh, let's see here. That's right. Yep, the actor. Yep, with who got his arm bitten off by the alligator. So it was him. Okay, I gotcha. Can I have some of your rain, Quincy? There's a heat wave here in Portsmouth. I wish you could take it. You know, the rain hasn't really bothered me, but a lot of people have commented on it. We've gotten a lot of rain lately, so I wish I could do that. I wish I could somehow share it and say, hey, take some of it. You know, because we've got more than we need. Here's our highlighted lyric. It must be hard to fake what you do not really feel. Yep, and I've expressed before. And we got monkey see, monkey hear, monkey do. Or I guess that's what that is. Monkey hiding the eyes, hiding the ears, hiding the mouth. Yep. Yeah, this was a song I wrote about a friend of mine going through a bit of trouble. And yeah, I think I got to go through the song real quick. Oh, yeah, your smile so deceptive that it almost looks real. It must be hard to fake what you do not really feel. You know, pretending everything's okay. You're hiding. I know it. Tell me what's on your mind. I only wish to help. Would you let me back inside? And so someone, you know, pretending like everything's okay when behind the scenes there's some heavier stuff going on. Jack saying, I love this song, though I love them all. Well, I'm glad you love them. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Silas. Love the song. Much appreciated. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, Becky's saying, I will never put my dad in a home. Thank you for the insight. Yeah, definitely good to know. My parents are still pretty snappy right now, pretty sharp. So they've got a few more years. I say a few. They've got a good amount of years to go before that would even be a consideration. But I've got kind of a big family as it is, so I'm pretty sure my parents are going to be okay. And I'm hopeful. Like they're pretty active, so I'm hopeful they'll be able to. You know, obviously they might have to slow down a bit, but I think they'll kind of keep their wits. Have you guys seen people like, do you guys know who Mel Brooks is? He's the director and actor. He did Spaceballs, and he did Robin Hood Men in Tights. That's probably my favorite movie that he did. He did what was it? What's the Western that he did? Oh my gosh, what is that movie called? Maybe some of you know what it is. He's done a lot of classic like spoof movies, comedies, and that kind of thing. But Mel Brooks is great. He's a genius. But he's in his 90s right now. And they've got Spaceballs 2 coming out, and they're actually kind of making a joke about, you know, how many sequels have been done. And I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer for Spaceballs 2, but it looks pretty funny. Blazing Saddles. Thank you, Jack. Yep, that's what it was. But Mel Brooks is in his 90s, and he's still, like, super sharp. Like, he hasn't, like, lost his mind or anything like that. You know, some people, I think, when they get older, maybe they don't exercise their brain as much. Maybe they go through the routine so much that just gradually the mind kind of shuts down a bit, and you know they can't kind of think as quickly as they used to, and they can't kind of comprehend things quite as much as they could in their youth. But he's one of those people that just is still very, you know, very witty in spite of his old age, and that's like totally a goal of mine. Like I hope when I'm I think I've told you guys before, I have a kind of like a side goal. Like I hope to live to be 100. It's not like a serious goal, but I just think that'd be a good number to reach. I'd like to reach 100 and then be like, I'm good. I'm ready to go to heaven now. But either way, when I get into my 90s, when I get into my older age, like I'm pretty determined to like keep my wits about me as best as I can. You know, obviously age is inevitable, but I think there's more we can do than sometimes we realize, and so that's sort of people like that motivate me. I certainly aspire to be like that when I'm up in those numbers. But either way, I kind of hope my parents are going to be fairly similar, and but I've got a big family, so you know they're definitely going to be fine. We're all going to be able to take care of them. That's for sure. Thank you for the applause, Jack. Much appreciated. And yep, absolutely, Jack. Your empathy is commendable for sure. You know, definitely, we need more people like you. We need more people that show that kind of empathy and that kind of love and compassion to people. Thank you for the heart and the fire. Bravo. Thank you, Silas. Much appreciated. Silas did see the trailer. Yep. It was kind of more of a teaser than a trailer, to be honest, because it does. You know, I don't even know if they've shot the movie yet. It was more like an announcement, like, "Hey, we're going to make the movie." But it was a really good announcement, that's for sure. That's right, or 105. Becky, you remembered. I was curious if you remember that. Yeah, we had that conversation of. For some reason, I like, you know, 5s and 10s, like those kind of numbers, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, you know. So if I live to be 101, that means I got to keep going and make it to 105, you know. So hopefully 100's where it ends at. But if not, you know, I'll have to make it to 105. That's right. I'm surprised you remembered that part of the conversation. Yep, and Leo's going for 111. Yep, 111, baby. Hey, that's not bad either. I can respect that. You know, triple ones. So go for that. You know, I'll be rooting for you. My pleasure, Jack. Absolutely. All right, I tell you guys what. I've got Becky requested. Let's Start Again. I'm going to do that one. This might be the last song. I'm willing to do one more. If someone else has one more request, I will do one more song. But if you guys are content or you're not worried, or if I've already done the songs that you're interested in hearing, then this might be the last one for the evening. Let me find it. Let's start again. There we go. All right. Yeah, and Jack was commenting, Bill Pullman's son will be in it with him. He looks great. Looks just like his dad. That's cool. I haven't looked up too much more news about it, but I know, what's his name? Rick Moranis? You know, he was like a classic actor back in the 80s and 90s, and he had retired from acting, but he's going to come out of retirement for this movie. And I'll be honest, out of Mel Brooks' films, Spaceballs actually is not a favorite of mine. A lot of the jokes just don't really land for me. But with that said, I'm super excited for Spaceballs too. Like, I still want this movie to get made. It's more so the nature around it. Like, I definitely like those kind of spoof movies. I really like Mel Brooks, and the fact that I think it's fun that they're kind of poking. You know, the movie industry these days is all about sequels and remakes and reboots and all that kind of stuff. And so I kind of like that they're jabbing at that. They're totally leaning into that and kind of making fun of it. And so I want to see this movie get made, and I'm hopeful that it'll be a fun one. And we don't get those kind of movies anymore. We don't get a whole lot of those spoof comedies anymore. So I'd love to see it. So even though Spaceballs isn't one of my favorite Mel Brooks films, I'm still very much excited and excited about what it means. Like the actors coming back to be a part of it, those supporting it, and people are kind of commenting. A lot of people were saying, like, you know, I hope they got a plan for this. They got to be speedy with production because, you know, Mel Brooks ain't getting any younger. And it's true. He's super up there. So I'm kind of thinking the same thing. Like, I really want this movie to get made. How old? I'm looking it up. How old is Mel Brooks? Oh my gosh. Mel Brooks is 99 years old. So you know, he is incredibly lively for his age. Oh my gosh. His birthday is June 28th. He was born 1926. Next year, he'll be 100 years old. So he's like incredibly witty and lively for his age. But yeah, that's like my one concern. It's like I hope he lives. I hope he survives to make production. Yeah, I know. I'm surprised too. I thought, I was thinking like, I thought he was 98, and I was like, that's got to be wrong. Surely he's not 98. And yeah, I was wrong, but in the wrong direction also. He's 99. He's older than 98. Well, I guess he was 98. He just turned 99 like a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, that's crazy. So I hope they've got production rolling on it, and I hope they're going to make it, because that is for sure. It'll be a bit miraculous if he survives production and lives to see the final product. I hope he does. I hope he does. And I hope it does well. If it's going to be like the last movie he makes or one of the last movies he makes, I hope it's a good send-off for him, because he deserves it. The man's a legend. So, which again, I will say, I don't know if you guys have seen Robin Hood Men in Tights. I'm going to put it in the chat. Robin Hood Men in Tights. There we go. There's the title right there. Robin Hood Men in Tights. But if you haven't seen it, that is probably my favorite Mel Brooks film. And again, it is a spoof comedy, so it's a little silly, but I enjoy that. When that kind of humor is done right, I really enjoy it, and that's one of the movies that I think does it better than a lot of other ones. So it's a fun movie. Just go in expecting to have fun, and definitely don't take anything too seriously. Just kind of go in with like kind of a lighthearted, silly expectation, and I think you'll be good. Yeah, Jack's saying, yep, I've seen it as well. Yeah, that's probably my favorite one. So for anyone who hasn't seen it, definitely check it out. All right, Becky, this one goes out to you. This is Let's Start Again, and I have a feeling this is going to be our last one for the night. I do need to wrap it up soon, and I'm definitely looking forward to some dinner. So Jack's saying it's been a while. Well, Jack, you should treat yourself. Treat yourself to a good laugh, and give that one a watch. I'm probably going to watch it too. Yeah, you're right. Becky's saying, I think I've seen it. The guy from Princess Bride was in it. Yep, same actor. Carrie Elwes, I think. I'm actually not sure I know it's Carrie, but I don't know how you pronounce his last name. Carrie, I guess it's Elwes. Elwes. I think that's how you pronounce it. But same actor. Yep, that's correct. What? You haven't seen Princess Bride? Well, Becky, you've got some homework. You need to watch Princess Bride. Now, to be honest, it's probably one of those movies, like anyone who talks about it's a classic, so people are probably going to overhype it for you. They're probably going to build it up. But definitely, it really is a good movie. So if you haven't seen it, you should treat yourself. Just think, it's a good fairy tale movie. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got adventure, it's got drama, it's got romance, it's got comedy, it's got some scary moments, some thrills. So it's just kind of one of those like really well-rounded everything, very, very wholesome, like feel-good kind of movie. So if you go in with that kind of expectation, then, I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. I'm sure, as someone who grew up with it, it's probably like a classic, so it'd probably be hard for me it'd be easy for me to overhype it. So I would say go in and kind of lower your expectations, kind of manage them, because if you go in thinking it's going to be the greatest movie ever, you're probably going to be let down. But it really is a good movie, so definitely make sure you see it, and check out Robin Hood Men in Tights also. That's a fun one. Yeah, Silas, I love Princess Bride. Yep, Silas was saying, I was thinking the same thing. It's a little bit of everything. And I really enjoy those kind of movies. Those kind of movies that just have a little bit of everything, All right, here we go. Becky, this one goes out to you. I do need to get my guitar tuned real quick, and I actually need to use the capo for this one. This is Let's Start Again. So let me get tuned. Actually, I don't need a tune. I think I just need the capo. I think that's it. I am going to take a quick refresher of the guitar solo. It's not a hard guitar solo. I think it's hard because I have to use the capo, so it puts my hands in a different position. I'll try to get this. It's a little better. Yeah, trying to get this to where... Yeah, it's not a hard guitar solo, but I almost always mess it up. So. All right, here we go. Becky, this one goes out to you. I think this is going to be the last one for the stream. This is Let's Start Again.
Just one more time, see if you and I can make it right. I don't understand, why do we always have to fight? It's a cycle we go through, you and I are too afraid to lose. It wouldn't be so hard if you would just tell me the truth. You said that this would never end. You told me I was your best friend. I watched us as we fell apart. You are the one who broke my heart. I wanna leave it all behind, but I can't get you off my mind. It's true, I'm still in love with you. And do you think that you could love me too? So let's start again. Start again. Let's take it back just one more time and try to figure out the reason why. Do you feel the same, or are you messing with my mind? I can never understand what's going on inside your head. You could run away, or you could talk to me instead. You said that this would never end. You told me I was your best friend. I watched us as we fell apart. You are the one who broke my heart. I wanna leave it all behind, but I can't get you off my mind. It's true, I'm still in love with you. And do you think that you could love me too? So let's start again. You said that this would never end. You told me I was your best friend. I watched us as we fell apart. You are the one who broke my heart. I wanna leave it all behind, but I can't get you off my mind. It's true, I'm still in love with you. And do you think that you could love me too? So let's start again. Let's start again.
Thank you. There we go. That's Let's Start Again. That was requested by Becky. Becky, thanks for the request. I hope you enjoyed the song. And with that, I do think we're going to be putting a wrap on things. Let's catch up with the chat real quick, and then we'll finish things up. But I hope you all have enjoyed the music and the conversation. I've certainly enjoyed spending some time with you all. Let's see here. Yep, just catching back up. Jack was saying, I love when he fights with Andre the Giant, and as they fight, they're having a polite conversation. Yeah, there's a lot of great dialogue in the film, a lot of great interactions. The poison scene, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one too. And that's right. Yep, Andre the Giant. He was in it. He was in the movie. You might be getting some tall people mixed up. Yeah, I only know him from James Bond. Let's see. Was he Jaws in it, or was he in Moonraker? I can never understand. Sorry. I'm not sure. Did Andre the Giant ever play Jaws? I think there was a different actor who was in the James Bond movies. I'll look it up real quick. Was Andre the Giant in James Bond? Yeah, I think you might be getting him mixed up. No, Andre the Giant was not in James Bond. The character Jaws, who is known for his imposing size and metal teeth, is in the James Bond. He was played by actor Richard Kyle, something like that. Yeah. So, might be getting some characters mixed up. Because I didn't recall Andre the Giant being in James Bond, but love this song. Thank you, Silas. Glad you like it. Glad you enjoyed it. Here's our highlighted lyric. I can never understand what's going on inside your head. You can run away, or you could talk to me instead. And yep, this is kind of a song about the importance of communication and just kind of sometimes the there are, ups and downs with any relationship, and the downside is sometimes there can be some conflict, and you're trying to make things work out, and sometimes you can be somehow simultaneously so angry with the person, so frustrated with them, but deep down inside you still have strong feelings for them and want to put in the effort to make things work out. So that's kind of what the song is about. Thank you for the fire, Leo. Thank you for the hearts, Becky. Much appreciated. Let's see here. Bravo. Thank you, Silas. Yep, thank you for the fire and applause. Loved it. Thank you, Becky. I'm glad you enjoyed it. One of your best. Well, thank you, Silas. Yeah, hopefully someday in the future I'll have a little side project where I can write more songs kind of in that style, kind of more pop punk, alternative rock sort of stuff. Let's see here. Now, I will say, even some of the stuff I do for this project, I've mentioned before, I think there's going to be like a little hint of like some pop punk influence in some of the upcoming songs. Don't expect to be like straight up pop punk, but I think you'll know what I mean, especially this next one that I'm working on. I'll give you guys like a little teaser of the next song I'm working on. I'm very much in the early stages of it. I already have the music written. It's not completely done, but I've got like the core ideas written. I don't have the words written, so I have no idea what the song's called. I actually don't know what the song is going to be about. So I'm a little nervous about that because, like I said, a lot of the songs that I've been working on, a lot of them were already mostly finished. So that hasn't been hard. Now that I'm starting to get into new songs, more and more I'm running into the challenge of, oh, I don't have words yet. Like, I don't know what this song is about. What do I want to sing about? That's probably the hardest thing I'm trying to figure out right now is what I want to get off my chest and what feels appropriate for this song. So I'm definitely excited about it, but I'm currently trying to write the lyrics, and then I'll finish writing the music. But with that said, the music for this song was originally going to be more of an alternative rock kind of song, probably kind of in the style of Let's Start Again. And then I was like, well, maybe I can make it a little heavier and maybe it can still kind of work with my sound. And it does. I was kind of able to make a few tweaks and make it work, and I still really like it. But you guys might hear it. You might hear in the verses. You can probably sort of tell it has kind of a little bit of like a pop punk kind of feel to it. But at the same time, it still has kind of some heaviness, similar to what I typically do. So I hope you all like it, but it's going to be a while till that one is, finished and released. That was great. Thank you, Leo. Now I'm thinking of Daniel. Yeah, it really would have been nice if he had tuned in. I'm pretty sure Daniel is not in that area. I always forget the exact area that he's from. I know he's in Texas, but again, Texas is really big. I'm very certain he's going to be okay. But yeah, I definitely be praying for him, and I'll definitely you know, it'll be a relief to hear from him. Also glad you enjoyed my 2 recent videos. Absolutely, Silas. And, yep, nothing wrong. Yeah, Becky was saying I got it wrong, and you probably just got him mixed up. Or maybe you were thinking the wrong person. Maybe you heard Andre the Giant, and you thought the person playing Jaws was Andre the Giant. And so maybe you're just getting the wrong name for the wrong face. But no worries. Jack was saying, I'd come up with another request, but it's almost 9. Got to get yourself some dinner, my dude. Yeah. Yep, I'm definitely feeling it in my stomach a little bit. I'm excited for that. Well, awesome. I'm glad you're looking forward to the new song. I'm definitely excited to present it to you all, and just in general, I'm just excited for the new songs. Now it's kind of funny because it's like pretty sure I'm going to do this one. I'm not going to get into this. I could start venting. I was about to start brainstorming, and I'm like, nope, let me not do that. So, but definitely, yeah, I'm excited for the new songs to bring you guys. And this particular one, yeah, don't really know. I know what it sounds like, but I don't know what it's going to be about yet. So I'm excited to kind of explore that. I've said this before. Writing songs, it's almost more like you discover the song than you write it. Very rarely do I say, this is what I want to write about. That's what I'm going to do. It's more like you kind of have an idea and you just start exploring it, and you start exploring your thoughts and feelings, and it can be kind of surprising what comes out. So awesome stuff. All right, well, guys, one last thing I'd like to share with you all. Just wanted to say thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I saw that you had ended with a question mark, Jack, but no worries about that. I appreciate you all tuning in. If you guys would like to support my music, the best thing you can do is just share my songs, just so more people can hear my music. Sharing my songs really helps. But some other ways to show support, I'm going to post a link there. And there's a few ways you can show support. Get yourself a piece of merch in the merch store. Get yourself a sleeveless shirt for the hot weather, or get yourself a ball cap to block the sun out of your eyes, or a t-shirt, or whatever you see. Find something that you like. Or if you just like to contribute and help show some support for me, in what I do, there's a tip jar as well, and I definitely appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Becky's saying, hope you have a great time next week, Quincy, and they play your favorite songs. Yeah, we'll find out. I'm kind of curious what they're going to play, but we will find out. I'm looking forward. I'll be sure to tell you all about it when I get back. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, morning, night, afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Until next time.